Hey guys, Jeff Ford here for another edition of Friday Fitness, and we're here for running technique part 2. Okay, today we're going to really focus on midline stabilization. If you remember from last video, we were really focused on the ball of foot training and pulling from the hamstring. If you remember correctly, pose technique involves the fall, the pose, and then the pull. Okay, so today we're going to work on posture. Okay, and posture is going to really help you with that fall. Okay, so being comfortable with leaning and staying tight throughout your running. Really what we see with a lot of runners is they tend to just let their posture go out the window after like a mile and a half. And they break down, they start bending over. Really, you're going to see a lot of runners have the tendency to either lean themselves back or to go too far forward. So really what we're going to focus on with these drills today is tight midline stabilization, because the more tight you are, the better off you can be as far as maintaining form, and the more efficient you'll be, so you're not expending as much energy out there during your runs. We've got Devon's Dash coming up, so this is a great time to really start to focus on this running technique. 5 to 15 minutes a day before you go out for your runs, for your training runs. Feel free to put these drills into place. Okay, so we're going to do 3 drills to work on this midline stabilization. And number 1, it's going to be the Charlie's Angels drill. Okay, just like it sounds, you're going to see that in a minute. Number 2, we're going to do the arrested drill. And number 3 is going to be karaoke. Okay, so with all these drills, we're going to start in place. We're going to focus on that lean, focus on the good posture first, and then we're going to take it to the streets where we start to add the pulling and start to run away with it. Okay, so enough talking. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with drill number 1. That's our Charlie's Angels drill. Okay, so just really paying attention to what my posture looks like today, and really look at my hips. I'm going to try to keep them as tight as possible and give you the best example so that you can continue this back home and know what it's supposed to look like as you run. Okay, so to start off, all you're going to do is you're going to lock those arms up. Okay, you can point that gun out just as the drill says. Just relax those shoulders, pull that rib cage down, and what we're looking for here is as little movement as possible. Okay, so you want your arms to stay very straight. So we're going to go back to that first drill we did in series part 1, and all you're going to do is 10 ball of foot hops in place. Okay, so 1, 2, all the way up to 10. Okay, and really soft knees. Again, let that heel kiss. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to bring these arms back up, nice and tight, get our good posture. Start to lean a little bit, but everything's tight. My hips aren't forward, my hips aren't back, I'm keeping it tight. And I'm going to start to pull. Okay, so I'm going to go back 10 hops, and then I'm going to add the pulling that we worked on last time. Again, the arms are nice and straight, as little movement as possible. This is what it's going to look like. 10 hops, pull. Okay, so that heel is coming right up under that hip, trying to keep your arms as tight as possible. Okay, usually about 20 pulls is fine. Start to do that in place. About 2 sets, and then I want you to take it to the street. Okay, so it's going to get a little tougher when you actually start running. Okay, so what you're going to do is, again, arms straight up. Always start with a ball of foot hop, just to remind your mind that that's where we should be striking when we run, not that heel. Okay, so nice and tight. Okay, and I'm just going to add the lean and start pulling. Good, that's 1 time down. You can go ahead back. Okay, if you notice there, you can barely hear my feet. I'm striking ball of foot, but the key to this drill, guys, is to go nice and slow, keep everything tight. If you watch my arms, there was very little movement. Okay, so as you run, that's how it should be. You should be tight the whole time with a lean, no break at the midline. All right, so that's drill number 1. Let's keep working, okay, because these are drills that take a lifetime to master and should really happen over time. Continue putting them into your plan of action. Okay, so let me catch my breath real quick. I tend to get super excited. You guys all know that. So number 2, we're going to do the arrested drill. All right, so arrested is just like it sounds, okay? The cops got mad. You were doing the Charlie's Angels drill. Now it's time to arrest yourself. So all you're going to do is you're going to lock those hands behind you. Okay, and as you see, I pull everything back. My shoulders back, my midline's tight, and you can start ball of foot hops in place again. Okay, so just 10 hops, get comfortable with it. Again, I'm super tight. This is forcing me, you can see here, forcing me to keep everything tight, my back, spine in line with my hips. Okay, so from here, all you're going to do is add the pulling action again, and do 2 to 3 sets of this, and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm going to pull and I'm going to lean at the same time, okay? So we're working with gravity, okay? Never leaning back, And again, just about a 5% lean. That's all you need. It's real minimal, okay? So here's the rest of the drill. Okay, arms back, nice and tight. Pull, pull, pull. Lean, 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 lean. Good, and here it is on the way back. Just leaning forward, nice and tight. Pull, pull, pull. Okay, so a lot of hamstring use there. Basically, when you put your arms behind your back, it's forcing you to keep everything stable, and that's what we're really looking for. All right, so we're gonna wrap up drill number 3 for you to practice. And this is probably one of the best ones to do right before you start to get into that run, okay? So again, the focus is midline stabilization. I'm sure you're sick of hearing that word today, but really key, guys. You know, I did the Cremator 50 miler this last weekend, and form really started to break down. Might have been because it's 110 degrees, but other than that, you know, it's really about making sure the posture is on point, okay? So the last one, karaoke. Okay, we're gonna focus on that ball of foot and working with gravity again. Okay, so arms are up at a T, and it's just like it sounds. All I want you to do is you're gonna crisscross your legs 5 times, and then you're gonna run it out and pull, pull, pull with those hamstrings. Okay, so it's gonna look like this. And then run it out, good form, lean, lean, lean. Okay, so here's one more time. Watch me from here. And I'm going to switch directions, give my feet a little different action. Good, turn and run it up. Okay, so what you're looking for on that one, guys, is for a little movement in these arms, okay? So when you crisscross, you want to keep that head up, straight ahead, keep those arms stable. If your arms are going all over the place, that means you're broken. That means that midline is gone. So really, that's the focus today. Everything tight, catch yourself. You'll feel if you're leaning too far over. You know, we're not going to do anything like that. And a lot of runners, you know, probably 50% of runners want to lean back. The key is really getting comfortable with leaning forward. You're not going to fall if you're using those hamstrings and pulling correctly. Okay, so that's the wrap up of part 2. Next time, I figure we're going to focus on building back to that hamstring use. We're going to do a few partner drills, and really that's going to teach you how to use the hamstring, our larger muscle group, versus that hip flexor. Okay, so thanks again, guys. Get ready for Devin's Dash. It's almost less than 2 months away. We're getting psyched here, and have a great and fabulous weekend. Stay cool out there.